Today we discussed about what is BI and its overview. What are the things that we are going to learn, everything. Fine. Now, so today we are going to start with, we'll understand today something called SAP NetViewer. See, please you can, hello, it will disturb all the people, please. You can go on mute. Hello. Please go on mute. Vinay. Right. So when you speak about SAP NetViewer, okay. So now what are the BA that we are speaking will be coming as a one of a part of the NetViewer. So NetViewer is a combination of various applications. Out of these applications, NetViewer is one application. Right. So now what is this NetViewer is? So this NetViewer has been developed based on a concept called ESA. NetViewer has been developed based on a concept called what? ESA. Or earlier it was called as SOA. Okay, ESA stands for like Enterprise Service Architecture, or SOA means Service Oriented Architecture. Okay. So one is, anything is same. Right now it is called as ESA, Enterprise Service Architecture. Earlier it used to called as Service Oriented Architecture. So any idea about this ESA part? Yes? Anyone heard about ESA? So now what is this ESA is? An application which provides an end-to-end solution to the business. Application which provides end-to-end solution of business is called as what? ESA application. So what is an end-to-end solution of the business? That is starting from the beginning to the top. From the beginning to top. One end to another end. So forget about the beginning part. Let us speak about the top end uses of an application. What is the top end uses of an application? Yes. What is the top end uses of an application? The end users requires reports for the purpose of decision making. Right. So now ultimate part, what are the data that you have in the application? What you are going to do using this data? Based upon the data that you have, reporting part, right? Now that is the top end uses of an application. Then come to the bottom part, other part. What is it now? Now I want information, data for reporting, but this information is not available in one single application. That means it is available in several applications. There is different platforms. That means what NetViewer is going to support? Different platforms. So when you speak about NetViewer, so like the bottom layer of the NetViewer is called as application layer. What is that called? Yes, application layer. Wherein application layer is nothing but different platforms wherein your data may be available in. Your data may be available in a number of various applications, right? So like let us say my data is in SAP. So let us say this is what is my application layer. Okay, maybe my data may be in SAP, or it may be in web-based applications, or it may be in some Java systems, or it may be in some .NET, or it may be in some files or databases or okay. So like that. So your data may be available in n number of various applications. Now what is your requirement now? I need to integrate the information that is available in these various applications, and I need to start developing a report out of this. Okay. Now when you say data is available in n number of various applications, that means what? It's nothing but what? Different applications means what? Yes, different business processes. Every application is developed based on some functionality. And moreover, different business processes means what again? Different formats. Suppose web-based application data is in which form? XML. HTML is a programming language. Suppose Java application is in which form? You say like .jsp. Right, suppose SAP application data is in which form? Yes. You're already in SAP. No. Dot? What is that called? So SAP data format is called as intermediate documents. Okay. Now let us say now what is my requirement. Imagine I want to extract the data from R3 as well as a web-based application. That means what? Now I need to integrate the information which is available in R3 as well as a web-based application. Now this is IDOC form. IDOC form. This is XML form. So can I integrate them directly? Can I integrate the information directly? So I cannot combine XML data and that means so before integrating information, what you have to integrate now? Your various different business process. So the next level of NetWeaver is called as process integration layer. So next level of NetWeaver is called as what? Process integration. So this application name is called, what is that now? PI. Process integration, or earlier it used to call XI. Exchange infrastructure. You know EDI? Electronic data interchanges. Right? So, you know exchange brokers. So this XI is nothing but like EDI. So now, what is that now? Right? So XI is just an interface. It's not having any database as such. It's just only an interface. So it will not hold any data as such. So what is XI now? Now my web-based application data is in XML format. So now what happens? It will be coming as what? XML. So when it leaves XI, so data will be coming as what? IDOC. So that means, in other words, like before loading my data into BI, it is processed through what? It's XI. Wherein what happens in XI now? Data will be converted from the coming format, source format, to the required destination format. So in one word, you want to speak about XI, what is that you can say is, bring the data from anywhere. That means bring it from any format and send the data to anywhere. That is, you can send it to any format. Right now I am sending it to BI. So BI is SAP. So SAP data format, as I said, what? IDOC. That means, so before loading data into your BI, first your data has been processed through what? Your data has been processed through what? Extract. So that is before integrating information. First, what you are going to integrate now? So for extract, again, there will be a separate consultant. That is not your task. You need not worry about that. So now once the process is integrated, next is what now? What is it? Information. Yeah. So this is what is your BI. Okay. Information. Integration. So where exactly your data is storing now is it? In the BI side. Suppose, imagine you are extracting data from R3. No need to process it through XI. Directly I can load it into BI because already data format is in ad hoc form. Understand the logic? So now, so this is what is your BI now. So what you are going to do basically here, as I just said, one is like extraction, right? Other one is modeling. So extraction means, remember always extraction means ETL, extract, transform, and load. Right? First modeling, then extraction, then finally what? You are generating the reports. So that is what is now BI task yesterday, like what we have discussed. Right. Now I am generating a report. What do you have to do? You need to send it to concerned end user. So that is I need to broadcast it. So where do I broadcast it now? That is what is called people integration layer. That is what is called as what? People integration layer. So this application name is nothing but EP, Enterprise Portal. So it's also kind of interface only again. So just people log on to portal. So just by giving single click, so they can access the reports whatever they wanted. Understand now? So like this, so together now XI plus BI plus EP all together is called as your NetWeaver suite. So it is providing now end, this is one end, this is another end, end-to-end solution of the business. Clear the logic? Clear what is NetWeaver is clear? Any doubts to this NetWeaver part? So now we are in what? Which layer of the NetWeaver now? Information integration layer of the. So we are working it in this particular part of the NetWeaver part. So these store interfaces XI and DP, there is no storage of data there. Where is data storing is in BI. Now understand how exactly what is BI functionality and what is BI task, right? So now what we are going to do, so we just understood how, what is the application you are going to work, right? What is its concept and what is its task you are going to work. No? So now I will show you which application we are going to work with and you will understand the practical part. So now just now what we discussed is theoretically, this is your task. I will show you where you can perform those tasks. Okay? Right. So now I am just connecting to the system now. See now, how do you get connected to the server is? So we have a GUI, graphical. So anywhere you want to connect your server. So what you will do? You will be using a, just say, let us say like just like your Internet Explorer or Firefox or Mozilla or whatever it is. Using that, what you are going to do? The same way, to connect to SAP system, you have to use SAP logon is a GUI, graphical user interface, right? So just select SAP logon, and it is showing you the list of systems that are available. So which is that now? SAP BI. So select it and click on logon. Alright. Okay. Now once I log on, the first thing what it is asking is to me to give the client number, right? So client will be a 3-digit number. So the logon credentials for you will be given to you by the basis consultant, the admin. So what is this client is like? Client will be a 3-digit number. The data in the database will be stored with respect to what? The client. So in order to distinguish the data in the database, you are going to use the client ID. So which part of the database you want to access it. So now here our SAP BI system it is configured for client number as 001. Then it's asking for user ID. So here it is user ID is SAP user. Then the password. So password is like India123. Okay, and it's asking for logon language. SAP supports multiple languages. SAP supports multiple languages. So which the language you give, it will be logging on with that particular language. So give the logon details and press enter. Okay. So SAP user is the user ID. India123 is the password. So just now I'm starting now, it will be a bit slow. Once I just connect, it will be faster. Do not worry. Right. Clear now? So now, this is how your SAP application looks. Your screen, your seeing a screen is nothing but one application. So whatever you can see here at the top, this is called as menu bar. Then whatever you see here, the toolbar you can see, this is called as standard toolbar. You open any screen of SAP, any application of SAP, this toolbar remains same. This toolbar is standard for all the applications of SAP. Right? And a box you can find here. So this box is called as transaction bar. Transaction bar. And the description of the application you are in, right now I am in an application called SAP Easy Access. And you can see now one more toolbar here. That is called application toolbar, which changes from one screen to another screen, one application to another application. That is specific to the application. And finally, what are you seeing at the bottom? That is called status bar. You know the terminology of the application is clear. Menu bar. Then you have a standard toolbar, the description of the application, then the application toolbar, and finally the status bar. Clear? Right. Now, as a BI consultant, I have to do some specific tasks. Right. So that means I need to start an application where I am going to start my work. So how SAP has designed applications is SAP has designed some centralized applications. That means you need not open a number of various applications. You need not open a number of various applications. You can start your task working from one single application. So that is called as a workbench. Workbench is one centralized application where you can work with 80% of your major tasks. So we BI consultants, so we are going to start work with an application called, so what is the application we are going to see is warehousing workbench. A data warehousing. So what is the application I am going to use this? Yeah, data warehousing workbench. So I said ETL tool, na? Your ETL tool is nothing but your this data warehousing workbench. Now, to start an application, there are two ways. You can go in two ways. One is you have menu. So a list of applications will be available. Out of this, which you want, you can choose. Business information warehouse. Then what is it here? Data warehousing. So just double click on that. So now what you can see, starting an application called. So to start an application, what is that now I said? Two ways, na? So one is use. What you can do, you can use menu, or every application will have a shortcut. Every application will have a shortcut. So this shortcut is called transaction code, T code. Right? A shortcut will be there for every application. So that is called as what? T code. So the T code for data warehousing workbench is RS. So what you can do, you can just type this RS7 in as a transaction bar, right? So just you have to type this RS7 in the transaction bar. So this is your transaction bar. Here you can just type RS7. Sir, ఒకసారి refresh చేయండి. Slow ఉంది. Right. Sir, let me. అవసరం లేదు sir. See now, what is that now? Can you see what is that now? Data warehousing workbench. Right, see? So is the standard toolbar is same? But what about this toolbar? It changes from one application to. So now as I said, one way is like you can use the menu, or what you can do, directly shortcut is there. So type that shortcut into. What is happening now? It's opening now data warehousing. So your data warehousing workbench, how is that now? It has two frames. It has, one is called the left frame. You can see a line here. So the line to the left is called as left frame. The line to the right is called as right frame. So now how is your application now? So data warehousing workbench has, so the terminology is very important. Two frames. One is like left frame and other one is like right frame. Now in the left frame, what you can see in the left frame is, they are called as, first one is what? Modeling. Next is administration. So they are called as what? Tab. Left frame has various tabs. So totally 7 tabs are there. Modeling, administration, transport connection, documents, metadata repository. Right? And each tab has different levels. Each tab has different. So these are called as what? Info provider level, info object level, data source level. So each tab has different levels. Understand now? The terminology is clear? Right? So left frame and the right frame. So left frame has various tabs and each tab has different levels. And in the right frame, it will display all the objects according to what we select in the, suppose if I say info provider. So info providers are the objects which sends data for reporting. So here we set like cubes, DSOs. So now, so what happens if I go info provider level, it is showing you some info cube. So like that. So in the right frame, what happens? Sorry. In the right frame, it will display all the objects according to what we select in the clear now? How the application is clear? Right. Now we'll see now what are the activities that I am going to do using this application. Functions of data warehousing workbench. So what are the activities that you are going to do as a, from what? From application called what? Data warehousing Now the first task what you have seen over there, what is it now? Modeling. Okay. So now first task as a BA consultant is what, as I said? Modeling. So what is modeling task? See, whenever we want to create any object in BI, so whenever you want to create any object in BI, what we are going to do? We use modeling tab. So whenever you want to create anything in BI side, so what you have to do? You have to go to modeling tab. So now, if you can observe, what is there here? Create cube, create DSO, create multi-provider, create info set, all are for what? Creating options. So now suppose here, what is there? Create. See, anything that you want to create in BI side, so you have to go to modeling. That's what I said, no? So developing your target, that is you want to create your objects, so that is what is to do with modeling. So next is what? Administration, right? So I'm just telling you in brief what you are going to do with that application, okay? So when I go with the exercises, you can still better understand. What is that now? Administration. So what is administration task is? To schedule the. Now I said we are extracting the data. Now is extraction is one-time task? It's a continuous task. This data is keep on updating into R3. Now let us say today I extracted. Again I need to extract it tomorrow activity. It is a continuous activity. Now let us say I want to extract it every 1 hour. Now can I go and trigger my load every 1 hour? Is it possible? Is it recommended? No. Now what I have to do? I need to automate it. I need to schedule this load in the background. So that is what. So I'll schedule it. So now trigger it every 1 hour or 1 day. So what is the main thing? To schedule the loads in the background. So to schedule the loads in the background. Now I have scheduled it. Now I need to see whether it is successfully running or not. So on what now? And to monitor them. Then what is administration task is here? So main thing is what? It is to schedule your load in the background and to monitor them whether they are running successfully or not. So you will be going to what? Administration tab. Yes, you know, this is administration tab. So next what you have? Transport. You know, what is there in administration tab? Monitors, right? So whether load is successfully running or not. So now, if I click load data at that point of time, whatever loads are running, it is going to. Right now there is no like that. So basically to schedule it in the background. So scheduling is through, we call it as a process chain. At the end, what you are going to do? Monitor it. Then next is transport connection, right? So next is what? Now you know system landscape. Now suppose I need to develop something. Do I directly develop it on a production system? No, right? So first, what happens? Objects will be developed where? In the development. Objects are created what? In the development system. So first you will be creating objects in the development system. Then after creating the objects in the development system, what will be performed there? Here? What is that? Unit testing. So whatever you have created, whether it is working fine or not. So let us say I have created 10 objects. Imagine my testing has been passed only for 8 objects. What you will do, these 8 objects you will be sending it from development to test, right? So that is what is quality system. So how is the system landscape? So let us say first you have a development system, then you have a. So now after performing unit testing, what we'll do? We'll be sending these objects. We'll be transporting these objects to where? So in quality system, what happens? So client people, they will perform their own testing called, what is it? UAT. What is it called? User acceptance test. So will be done performed by the client side, and they will be testing it, and everything has to be approved by the. Then what you will do? You will send the objects to where? So finally sending objects to, like, I'll say the live system is the statement. So now all the end users are working on which system now? Production system. So there where all your live data is, there is in the production system. So now again, organization to organization, client to client, depends upon the security, the landscape changes. Some people may use pre-production system, right? Still you want like some security or something they'll be using, right? Or you may have two quality system, two test system. Production system is only, but the landscape may change according to. Now I need to send my objects from development to quality. That means I need to transport the objects from development to. So then you will be using what? This transport connection. So what is the use of transport connection tab is to, right? To transport the objects from one system to another. So connection of, so now I need to send now objects from quality to production. So then also we will going to use what? Transport connection. Clear what is transport connection tab? So next what is it now? The documents, right? What is it now? Next is the documents. Now, whatever you are creating, you need to do the documentation or not. So today you are in this company, tomorrow you may leave. So in your place some other person comes, he has to understand what has been done. So for that documentation is must. So now, whenever you want to do the documentation, the documents you want to create, you basically what? So documents tab is to do the documentation. Clear now? Right. Next. What is the next task now you can see is, that is, sorry, which is, yeah, here. Next is what? BI content. BI. So this is one advantage with BI actually. BI content. Now, as we said, I want to do the modeling, I need to develop my target. So for that I need to create some objects like info objects or cubes or whatever it is. Now, what we discussed, let us say we are extracting now data from R3. Now R3 is what? R3 is a ready-made application. Right? That means it comes with ready-made database. And as I said, how R3 data stores is in the form of a table. Right? Now that means ready-made database means it comes with ready-made tables, ready-made fields, everything is predefined, inbuilt. Now when you want to extract data from R3, now according to R3 you need to do the modeling. Now what has been done, even in BI also, they have given some ready-made objects. Ready-made cubes are there, ready-made info objects are there, ready-made DSOs are there. Actually speaking, you need not do any modeling as such. So when you start extracting data from R3, now you need to start using the ready-made objects. Now let us say in R3 there are some ready-made field. Imagine its data type is character, length is 10. Even in B also there will be one ready-made info object that is available with character as well as length. Same as R3, so they have given some ready-made predefined content that is available in BI. So these predefined objects, the ready-made objects which are given by BI are called as BA content objects. What is BA content here? The ready-made objects given in BI are called as what? BI content. So what are objects that are ready-madely given by in BI, right? So now whenever I want to use these ready-made objects, what you have to do? So whenever we want to use these objects, we use what we are going to use is BA content tab. So when you want to create the objects, you have to go to modeling tab. When you want to use the ready-made objects, go to BA content tab. Now if you can observe, so there are something starting with zeros. There are some objects starting with, so these zeros are nothing but the ready-made objects. So all BA content objects starts with what? So all BA content object starts with zeros. So wherever you see an object starting with 0 is nothing but a ready-made object. Then what is the next tab you can see is translation. What is that here? Right. So now you know what is it? Translation. Now, what is translation? See, now suppose just observe, right now I logged on with which language now? With English language, right? Right. See now here, what you can see, can you see now some object there is, what is that? Let us try using the last one. So what is there now here? So you can see two names are there for this object. So every object will have two names. One is called as technical name, other one is called description. So technical name always refers to the database. Description what you will see in the front end. So once you create, I cannot change any technical name. Just like again, it's like a unique one. Right? So but description, if you want, you can change it. So every object will have two names. And this technical name is common for all the languages SAP supports, because database there is no language. Only languages supports multiple languages means what you can see in the front end, right? So now let us say, imagine what I am doing. I am logging on with imagine I am logging on with what? German language. So what is that now? Okay. So this was the last one I represented, right? So what is it now? Can you see the name? ZIO underscore CUSAD. This is also. But here what is showing? It's in English language. But the other window what is it showing? It's not showing any description. It is showing the same technical name here itself. Right? So why? Because I have logged on as a German language. But when I log in, now but here it has to show, let us say, for address in some German. Now that means I need to translate this object from one language to another. So you can use this translation tab. So as I am closing this window, it's asking that, do you want to log off? Yes or no? Ja means yes, nay means no. So what is translation tab is now? To that is to translate the object from one language to another. So now you want to translate your objects from one language to another. So you can use what? Translation tab. Understand? So that is the use of what? Translation. Right? Done. So find metadata repository. So what is metadata? Yes. So metadata repository is, you know what is metadata is? So data about data is called as now I want to get any information. So what you can do in metadata is you can get the information about all the objects. Now let us say imagine I have an info object. Info object is nothing but a field. Now I need to know when it has been created, who has been created, right? When it was last changed, what is the length of that, where and all it has been used. All those information you can get it from where? From the metadata. So suppose I have some ready-made object, BI content. I don't know what it is exactly. I need to just go and have a look at that. So what is this object, where and all it is using? So who is responsible for that? Is it ready-made or is it defined by the user, right? Who has last changed it? All those information you can get it from, all the objects that are available. Let us say I want to know about info object. So it will show now what are all the list of info objects that are available. Right, out of this you can select which info object you want to see about. Suppose I want to see about this particular info object. So click on that. So any document is there. I need to study that document. So where you can come to the. So whenever you want to have information about your objects, so you can go to what? Metadata repository. Understand now? So these are the various activities that you are going to carry out using what? Data warehousing workbench. Do you know what are your tasks now? So documents only you can get only the notepad whatever you are typed. So metadata is like say when it is created, who has last changed, that and all system will be maintained. Documents means you have to maintain. So when it has been changed, so on so particular date. So who is the person responsible for that? These things and all you will not do any documentation. It will be all metadata is maintained by information itself. No, it's all maintained by system itself. See, any documents you have, what is the length is? Understand? No? So when you create an object, nothing but like the metadata will be stored there. That is what is that. Clear now? So data is different. What you are loading is the data. Then information about your objects is nothing but the metadata. So this is your ETL, what you are going to see. And the reporting tool, as I said, Business Explorer programs. What is that here? Business Explorer. Understand now? Right. Yeah. So any doubts at this part? Hello? Online people. It's clear now what the application that we are going to work. Okay. So today I am stopping my session here. Okay. So now from Monday we'll be spending more time. So it will be 1 hour 15 minutes to 1.5 hours. So it's all initial classes. Now you understood what is your application, what is BI is, what you are going to work, what is the task. Everything is now, this is all basic. From Monday I'll start with some concepts. Okay? Yeah. Yeah, tell me, Srinivas. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. That is last class will be process change. Without that, how it's, yeah. Yeah, yeah, fine. Okay then, so Monday morning, 8 o'clock. Yeah, fine. Yeah, fine.